So,
But you have technology with you?
We have technology, but none of it works. And
okay.
Like nobody could figure out because they started descending. Like none of their stuff
yeah.
works. So they're like, let's see if we can find any or anything on the ground.
Right.
And the co-pilot's like, but Captain, we're over the Atlantic Ocean. What do you mean? And he's like, let's just take her down. And then they go down into like this big, or not big, this lame ass like CGI plane fight. People are like looking out the windows like, what? What's going on?
Nazis flying by.
Right. Little buzzer planes and shit. And then it's stupid. They end up dropping like their black box from the plane to help, because when we went back into time, we flew through some war, and we had set everything off its scale. So then Germany was now going to win the war, so we had to help us Americans get back in it.
Yeah.
So we dropped off the technology of a black box, and then the British used it. And then they flew back through the Bermuda Triangle, and voila, you're back in 2017.
It's just like when you get amnesia, you just get hit on the head again.
Right.
You're back.
Then you're back. It was so. I wished I was watching it with you. Just it was fantastic.
It sounds like you need a couple good strong characters on that plane to really be like, what do you think we're gonna do next? And just the.
Do you know who those two strong characters were?
Yeah.
They were two nerds that were sitting in the back of the plane on their way to just sightsee all of the old wars. So they were like history teachers.
Oh, nice.
And now they knew, like, they could point out, okay, we must be over Rome right now.
The history buffs, like, they know everything.
They know exactly where all the wars are happening and stuff. So
right.
those were the heroes of the show. There was one guy who tried
Did it show him making his little World War II plane model on the plane?
This is going to be amazing.
Yeah.
But no, they had the heartthrob guy, and he got his ass kicked pretty quick, and it was horrible. I wished you were there for that. I also wish the other night was our 20-year reunion, dude.
Oh yeah,
20
I know
fucking years.
I know. I was actually, I had relatives in town, and I was out to dinner with them. And you had texted me like, hey, are you going to this thing?
Right.
And I was like, I don't think I can or whatever.
I don't really want to.
And I didn't really want to. And so then I told my family, tonight's actually my 20th anniversary, or reunion, I guess I should say.
Mm-hmm.
And my aunt goes, really? Since you last went to junior high, it's been 20 years. And I said, no, high school. And she jaw dropped, like she didn't realize how old she was, like at that moment. She was like, oh my, because her son is the exact same age as me.
Right.
So that meant that her son was also
out of high school
at his
for
20 years. And like,
years.
You could just see her like melting inside, like, oh no.
I didn't particularly want to go either, but I did find it.
Did you go?
No. The only reason I was considering it is because, first of all, I was told by a third party that people were asking about you and I.
Yeah.
I was 3 Jaeger bombs in.
Ooh.
So I was playing Call of Duty. I was 3 Jaeger bombs in, so I just had enough confidence that I said, if Joe goes with me, I think I can pull that off.
Yeah.
But and then the third was, do you remember that girl that I was crushing on through almost all of high school?
Sure.
That was Yankee's best friend.
Mm-hmm.
She had mentioned that she kept all of my high school love letters.
Yeah.
Isn't that nice?
Aww.
Isn't that nice?
Can you believe that?
And then I was like, so what's she doing nowadays? And he's like, she's married to some fancy lawyer up in Philadelphia.
I was going to say, so it's nice that she kept them, but her husband does not find that as a threat.
No.
That she's holding on to these.
Keep them, honey.
Because like my wife would be like, no, you're getting rid of the love letters from your girlfriend.
Right.
No.
Right.
You're throwing those out.
Well, I don't think it works that way. I don't think it works the other way. I don't think
you can't do it
as a guy.
Yeah.
You can't go to your wife and be like, I think you need to get rid of those, because then it's like, why? It's stupid. It's high school. But if the other way was around and and she was like, I need you to get rid of those, we would understand.
I guess my first reaction, if I were to find those, I would think, well, this is strange. Why do you need to hold on to these?
Right.
And I would feel a little insecure.
Sure.
But I think I'd play it cool
Absolutely.
I'd be like, if you want to keep those, go ahead.
Go ahead, baby.
Put them under your pillow, whatever you need to do.
Kiss them goodnight.
Yep.
Every night.
And you'd just be like, why does she even need to read those again?
Right. You'd walk outside and call me and be like, hey, Bill, you remember all those times that I met you for a beer so you could bitch about the women in your life? I need a return. Meet me up. But yeah, you're right. But yeah, I don't think girls would be at all cool.
I wonder if my ex-girlfriend
keeping
kept my stuff.
I don't know. She wasn't even my girlfriend.
I know.
She never was my girlfriend.
No,
I tried.
You were just trying to woo her.
I was trying.
Yeah.
Oh, and love letters and poems.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine the poetry I was writing back when I was?
She kept it because
16.
she thought you were going to be
15.
famous one day.
No way.
Because we convinced her that
There's no way that we convinced her of that.
You don't think so?
I know. I don't think there's any. I don't think people were asking at our reunion, "Where's Bill and Joe? Are they on tour?"
No, they probably were like, we would have heard of that by now.
Right. Yeah, probably.
But 10 years ago, they might have, because Facebook wasn't so prevalent.
True. That's true. So you think that we actually convinced some of these people that we were going to be rock stars?
Well, I think that we were so convincing of our determination that we're going to do this that they all believed that we would.
Mm.
Not that they would enjoy our music or buy it, but they would be like, oh, yeah, I used to go to school with those guys.
Yeah,
I knew they'd do it.
I might hit them up on Facebook for a couple of free tickets or
Don't
something.
they do that one song?
No.
No, that was a different band.
Right. That was the other band.
I don't know. If I could have had the guest list ahead of time and known exactly who was going to be there. Because the last thing I wanted was to walk into a room with just me and my wife and only be like 30 people of the 30 people I never talked to in high school.
Right.
And now I got to be like, don't tell me.
Well, they all had name tags.
Oh, okay.
So you should have followed the book or the page on Facebook because they did. They listed off everybody that was coming. And then they listed off all of the people. You'd be amazed how many people in our class do not have Facebook pages.
Yeah.
Like, I'd say 20 out of how many would we have, 100 people in our class?
No, we were like 150, I think, graduating.
Okay. Well, like 20 of them like aren't even on Facebook.
That's a pretty big percentage.
That is. Our old guitarist is on Facebook. He doesn't use it, but at least he's on Facebook.
Yeah. Same with me, though.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't really post anything. I
You
have,
really
though.
don't.
I have done it. I just don't do it
Yeah, I saw a
anymore.
really good picture of you and the wife.
Oh, really?
Wonderful.
Doing
yeah.
what?
Just smiling for the camera.
Oh.
I don't know. This is a nice picture of you guys. I can't remember where you were. It seems like you guys go out of town every fucking weekend.
We always go out of town.
So it's just work by the week and party by the weekend.
I'm telling you,
sort of thing.
this Journey concert, went with another couple friends of ours, and they're the kind of people that you want to open up a 6-pack of beer on the way. Be my guest. Like,
whoa,
they're
road
not,
sodies?
Yeah,
they're not prudish.
Nah, go for it.
Go ahead.
In fact, brought a Bloody Mary myself. So it's 10 o'clock. We're on the road, and he calls me up. He's like, because my wife says, "Are we going to stop for coffee on the way out? Because if not, I need to go get it now."
Right.
And I'm like, "Oh yeah, we can stop." And then I get a phone call. "Hey, do you want to get coffee or do you want a Bloody Mary?" And I was like, "Well, shit, I'll take both."
So you're kicking it off.
So I'm kicking it off with the Bloody Mary that he made. But first I drink my coffee. So like 45 minutes into the trip.
Did you drink your coffee just so you felt better about the fact that you were drinking a Bloody Mary at like 9 o'clock in the morning?
Well, I already had it in my head that I was going to get a coffee.
Coffee and then a Bloody Mary on top does not
good
sound
for
like
you?
it doesn't sound like it's setting up for a pleasant car ride.
I'll tell you, I was worried that as soon as I drank that coffee, I was going to have to take a shit.
Yeah,
because that's
it's a
usually what
very
happens
awesome
to me.
laxative.
Yeah.
Coffee is.
But I also mind over body. Like if I'm in a place where I can't go, I have a way. I'm uncomfortable. I have to go, but my body doesn't like. It's not a do or die situation.
Okay.
And so that's basically what happened. Was I just kind of maintained.
You're just like, body, I don't care.
But he made a really strong one, and we're like stopping for gas. I'm like, woo, woo. I think that was a little strong, bud. He's like, hey, man, don't know what to tell you.
Hey, next time you make them.
Yeah. Well, so he's like, don't worry, I got a 12-pack of beers in the cooler.
Oh,
and
boy.
when we get to Indiana, We'll restock for the hotel.
Where were you going for in Indiana Sea Journey?
Noblesville, which is Indianapolis, basically.
Okay.
And so we get there, and it's a Sunday night show. We can pull in, and we're going to get our stuff. We pull up to the
Sunday
gas
night
station.
show.
Yeah.
So you've taken Monday off work.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're going in there. We're going to get our stuff. And we walk in, and it says, no alcohol on Sundays.
Oh,
Welcome to Indiana.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now what?
Tennessee's like that.
Our whole thing was we're going to pre-party and go to the show and have
Right.
fun. And
Not
so it's like,
anymore.
oh, man. So you can go to the bar.
Right. You can get a
So,
drink at a
yeah.
place.
So we go in. We're checking in the hotel room. Turns out the toilet won't flush. Like, first thing right off the bat, we need a plunger. Call down to the front desk. Yeah, we just need a plunger. The guy comes up, plunges it, and then my buddy goes, hey, let me ask you something. Where do you live? And the guy goes, oh, because of my accent, you mean where am I from? And he goes, no, I mean, like, do you live 5 minutes down the road, or are you half hour? He goes, oh, yes, I'm just 5 minutes down the road. He's like, you got any booze at your house? The guy's like, well, actually, I do. I have some beers in the fridge, and I have a bottle of this, and I quit drinking 3 months ago, so I can't even drink it. He's like, take me to your place, I'll buy it. And so he goes to his house.
No way.
They go to his house, buy all of his shit, brings it back to the hotel room so we can have some libations.
What? You're just looking at the bottle like, what the fuck is this?
Well, but the women are like, are you kidding me? You can't go. I mean, this is dangerous.
He's going to murder
He's like,
you.
don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
It'll be fine.
Yeah. And he's like, what do you want to do?
man's
Sit
man.
around with thumbs up our asses?
Right. Oh, my God. That's awesome. So you guys got hammered off of some poor guy's, some recovering alcoholics.
Right.
Alcohol.
Yes, exactly.
That's awesome.
But then we get to the show, and
Now, was it beer that you guys could tolerate? I mean, I know you
turned
guys.
out he didn't have any beer. It
Oh,
was
okay,
just
so-
the whiskey and gin.
So just whiskey and gin. He gave
Yeah,
you 2
that's all
bottles
we
of whiskey
had.
and gin.
Yeah.
Well, that's right up your alley. You guys are lucky.
It was fine.
You guys are lucky. I just didn't know if he had if it was any absinthe or some
No.
weird kind of.
No.
Okay, all right,
But the show was good, and they got all their hits,
sure.
There's one point, I'm feeling pretty good. I got my gin and whiskey, whatever. And the guy's introducing the song. He's like, when we wrote this song 30 years ago or whatever it was, originally it was about being on the road and missing your family. And over the years, I've come to realize, after talking to so many people and our proud Marines and navals and all the different services, this is really speaks to them too. So tonight, this song is for them, for everybody serving. And they're doom, doom, the piano and
Right.
the words, and they're like, it's all about being on the road and missing your family. And I was like, I saw the song in a whole different way.
That's
I'm
cool.
sitting there singing along, got teary-eyed. I'm like,
oh my God.
it was fun. I never felt like such a pussy in my life. I'm at a Journey concert crying. I was like, God bless America.
Oh shit! I hope I don't get teary-eyed at the Goo Goo Dolls concert when Johnny comes out in full makeup
And all fat.
I'm
Sweaty.
His hair's all fucked. Can't hit the notes.
Oh.
Hey guys, we're gonna be at IHOP after this. If you guys want to meet and greet.